Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Blake and Sal Show with Mark, celebrating its 10-year anniversary, dominating the podcast world. Now sit back and relax, and let's welcome your hosts, Blake, Sal, and Mark.
He was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene.
There it is.
Fine, but do you mean I am the one who dance on the floor in the round? And I am the one who would dance on the floor in the round. Me, her name was Billie Jean, and she caused the scene. Then heavy hair turned to ice cream to be the one who dance on the floor and around. People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. Be careful who you love. Be careful what you do.
Hello and welcome to the Blake and Sal Show with Mark, episode number 467. And it's fucking hot out today. What the fuck? It's so fucking hot today. Some of that works outdoors.
Wait, are we still in July?
Oh, it is June. It is summer. It is fucking hot.
Well, today is the summer solstice.
Oh my god, it's fucking hot out. So let me bring on my co-host. First of all, maybe I had this strange intro. Sometimes I tell Sal I didn't intro for the show, and he throws something at me that it's so random. The last time was Adam Lambert singing the Muffin Man. This time, Sal, the biggest deal in podcasting. Sal, what the hell is this opening?
So this whole trend of AI vocals have been coming out lately, and somebody decided to do an AI Mr. Krabs singing Michael Jackson's Billie Jean. So there you go. I mean, it doesn't really sound like Mr. Krabs, but it's pretty close.
It's so fucking random. It's so random. But the funny part is, it took me 2 seconds to find on YouTube. That was the funny part about it. It took me 2 seconds.
Yes.
Let's go to the our other co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, our wrestling historian, the man apparently whose mind was blown by this ridiculous song. My God, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, and I didn't know they had karaoke night at the Krusty Krab.
So yeah, there you go. This might be one of the stranger openings we've ever had on the show history. Right here. This might
You're welcome.
We might have.
well, I say that because I'm going with that statement because I remember we had some really weird openings back in the old days. Back in the old days of the show. So
Okay.
well, let me turn this off because I have to turn this off to bring on our special guest of the week. Hey, let's do this because as I was joking about when we were doing the show that we will hear in the future, having mic issues, I guess, with Mike. So let me do this.
When are you gonna come down? When are you going to land? I should have stayed on the phone. I should have listened to my own mind. You never I didn't sign up with you. I'm not afraid for your friends to open. This boy's too young to be singing.
All right, let's bring on from the Fat Minute of the Phantasm and Miami Minutes and other fun stuff. One, the only, Jon Parker. Jon, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm back.
Hey, I want to see Mr. Krabs sing that.
Or conversely, we could have Batman singing.
Oh my God! It's
Oh,
got to be Kevin
boy.
Conroy then, right? It's got to be Kevin Conroy.
Let's do all the
Oh,
Batman.
wait a
all
minute,
of
wait a
them.
minute.
In harmony.
Kevin Conroy.
Yeah, I want Adam West.
Oh my God!
You can't have him either.
No, it's called AI. It's AI. Oh,
Damn it all.
Jesus Christ, that was too funny. So yeah, let's actually get started on the show. As I said, I keep making me and Sal keep making references to a show no one's hearing for like 2 weeks. I only references to a show no one's hearing for 2 weeks. That was just recording. So there you go. The biggest faux pas. One would think as an next host I would know this, but I haven't done one all. I've only done like one NFX show all year, so I can forget that sometimes. And ironically, it was that minute. So there you go.
Oh, there you go.
It's the
Oh,
beauty of
that's
recording things out of order, all over the place.
All over the place. Yeah, trust me. But I get too close minute last year. I remember that because I used to be the man at that. When it came to the first minute back in the day, like I'd be doing stuff like ridiculously out of order, and I made all sense of it back in the day.
You're out of practice.
I really am. This whole year I've been out of practice. All right, let's get started. Because we have a little bit, we don't have a lot of time today. So help support the show and find all the platforms you can find the show and all the products we work at. TheBiggestHouseShow.com. So
Yeah, you can buy our shirts, stickers, hoodies, magic thumb drives, and more. Woo! From our TeePublic store, click on the TeePublic link on our website, or go to TeePublic and search for Biggest House.
Hey, did we get our Blake and Shelter marked can cozies yet for the beer?
no, but that would actually be pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that would be.
I was gonna say that's actually that could be a thing. Actually,
I like that one. I like
There you
that.
go.
I
I'm
like that.
stealing your
For
idea.
once, he
from my
actually
shows.
He actually suggested something decent for once.
Freaking job. People will actually buy it probably.
How about that? How about that? One out of 10,000. I gotta hit one of them.
It's not like when we were doing the live show in Jersey, and this is on video, and Sal's doing the introduction, and he literally pulled the tea packet from the shelf next to him at the live show in February, and just pulled it and put it in the camera.
Keeping it real.
Oh, it was so
That's
damn
right.
funny. It was very, very funny. So, all right.
You just got teabagged.
On that note, we're going to break. All right. As always, go listen to. Oh, wait, sorry. I'm sorry. We're going to pick up Mandy's book. I Know I Am. Available right now on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Arntap Publishing. Available in English and in Spanish. And by the way, if you're in the Wisconsin area and you see it in a library, please let me know so I can go find it and take a picture of it.
Okay.
Go listen to the Nadine and Mandy show. I'm available on all podcast platforms as part of the Biggest House Show family. And John, why don't you get your plugs in, Joe?
Yeah, sure thing. I have multiple podcasts, chief of which is the Bat Minute podcast, where we talk about the Batman movies 1 minute at a time. So you can check that out, or you can find my other shows. I've got Hedvig Inch by Angry Inch and Miami Minutes. Yeah, just give them all a listen. You don't have to subscribe to my Patreon if you don't want to, but that'd be helpful.
I do, so there you go. All right. We don't have much here this week, but well, one little bit of note from this week in Lincoln Show history from June 17th to June 23rd. June 21st, 2017, we had Brianna Alessio, who was part of the Disney movie podcast back at the time. The film podcast. I remember what the show was called. It's not a show anymore. But actually, the fun part is I just saw a post from her this week that her kid turned 4 already.
Oh my god.
Easy.
Oh, jeez.
Like we literally watched her get married, and now her kids growing up already.
No.
Like, jeez, who top of the show? Insane. Hey. So that is that. That's the only thing I got this week. It's a short week for that. So there you go. The bottom is great. That was great.
I love John doing his Austin Powers dance in the background there.
No, you guys do a Range Runner. He's down there doing Austin Powers.
I can't help it. I'm English.
So funny. So funny. All right.
And now let's get into the crazy world of professional wrestling.
All right. For those listening, next week we're going to get more into WWE stuff because Money in the Bank is next week. And we'll get more into WWE stuff like the Bloodline, Civil War, and all that kind of stuff. We'll get into that next week. So just so everyone knows, this is going to be more of an AEW New Japan-centric episode because of Forbidden Door. But before we get to that, I do want to tell one quick story. So during Monday Night Raw, if you ever want to see, we always joke we all have one of those mark-out moments. Sal, big one for me was when Sting debuted on AEW TV, and no one saw that one coming, and he was losing his fucking mind. Me was the person when I didn't know Okada was in the building, and I turned into a little child jumping up and down like a lunatic when Okada came out at the Panther Arena. We all have our moments. We all have our moments. But some Monday, we're watching Raw, and we open up with Seth Rollins getting beat up by Finn Balor, and then we come back from the break, and Miz is in the ring cutting a promo. And he's cutting a promo. All of a sudden, music hits, and it's "No One Will Survive." And there's a little bit of delay between our TV in the living room and Dad in his room. A little bit, kind of delay. Like 1 second, literally a 1 second delay. Like maybe at 1 second. 1 second. All of a sudden, I hear from this room for Tommaso Ciampa.
That's our guy.
We don't get that very often from him, so that was a fantastic moment.
That's our guy, and I'm just so glad he came back.
Oh my god! And that was the best reaction. We're 2 rooms away, and I hear him screaming from the top of his lungs.
Oh, that's cute.
So I had to share that moment because it made me laugh really hard on Monday night. So
I got her back, our hometown guy.
Yes, but yeah, it was a cool moment. That was a really cool moment on Monday. That's the fact that they brought back his old music, which I was so damn happy about. I did not
Now
like.
let's bring back DIY.
I said that actually on Monday. I said that on Monday. Say that.
It
It's
might
only
happen.
gonna be a matter of time, and it'll happen.
Oh man. So that was that. I just want to make sure I told that story here before I forgot. All right, let's jump over to AEW. And so, did everybody watch Collision?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm the only one of the 4 of us that watched the whole show live. I'm the only one.
I watched. I
can't.
watched Punk's promo. Like, right, I got back from a wrestling show, and even though it's late here, I was like, you know what? It's just about to start. I'm gonna watch his promo live, and then I'll go to bed. So I saw that bit.
Fair enough. No, that's a big deal for you. Actually, that's actually a pretty big deal for you. You don't usually watch the shows live. That's a big deal. And Sal was this is the problem with being a Saturday night show. This is the problem. You just said, John, you're at a wrestling show.
Yeah.
And this is the only, I think this Saturday, because this weekend's Forbidden Door, normally me and Mandy catch up on our shows on Sunday, but Forbidden Door's on Sunday, so we're going to be catching up our shows on Saturday. So, like, that's just how we are. Like, it's kind of a thing. It's just how a lot of times goes out on Saturday nights with his boyfriend. Like, it's what it is. And Dad has date nights on Saturday night, too. Like, we all have things going on Saturdays. This time slot is going to suck for ratings. Like, there's no way around it. Like, everyone has things going on. Like, they just announced that WWE announced a PLE for October head to head with Collision. And guess what? That's because that's Saturday night PLE. That's what they do now. So, like, it's what it is. Yeah. So it's weird. Overall, though, I enjoyed the show. I really enjoyed the show this week. I like the fact that it felt different. It felt like they were bringing it.
I love the set.
The set was awesome. The commentary team having Kevin Kelly and Nigel together was a nice surprise. Overall, I thought it was a good show. Sal, what do you think of the overall show before we even get to the big stuff?
So JR was supposed to be there, and then he got that black eye, so he wound up not going.
No, JR was there. He was there. He was in the main event. He was there. Didn't hear him much.
Really? I wasn't even paying attention.
He didn't speak much because he shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, he lost his voice, and he was there, though.
Did he fall at the venue?
No, he did not fall off the venue.
No, I said, did he fall at the venue?
No, I don't know. I actually don't know. I just put a picture up saying he fell down and he had a black eye.
I hate that I'm saying this, but I've said this before. He's not needed anymore. He was needed at the launch of the company. You know, you needed to have a few big names to draw people in. But now AEW has established themselves. I don't think he's needed anymore on air. I mean, he should be like a backstage, behind the scenes kind of a guy now.
Like a coach.
Yeah, like a coach or a writer or a producer or something. But I don't think he's needed on air anymore.
You know, I think you're right in that respect. And then when you have the new talent coming in, he can help them, like, you know, get their promos down right and their timing and everything like that. You know, and I think that would be beneficial because my thing is having JR in commentary. And don't get me wrong, JR is a great commentator and he brings a lot to the table. It's just when you have Tony Schiavone, him, Excalibur, and Taz, I think the table's kind of crowded.
Very.
I'm never a big fan of 3-man commentary. I think they should stick to 2 and then occasionally a guest.
Like
Personally.
Yeah.
I personally like the idea of like if you did Dynamite with like Excalibur and Taz, and occasionally like Shivani comes on once in a while, or like you have like Bryan Danielson pop up once in a while, or something like that. And then on Rampage, it could be like who is on the Rampage team? Is it like JR and who else? Who's on the Rampage team at this point?
Chris Jericho.
Yeah, he's on a lot.
I don't really know.
Shivani and
You know what? Maybe have JR and Shivani do Rampage. Have them do Rampage, and then you have
There you
the
go.
Collision team. Then you have the new Collision
Yeah.
team. Then
Yeah.
everybody has a job. You know, and then you have Renee
Yeah.
doing the backstage stuff for Dynamite.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
You know, maybe to solve the entire announcing problem for AEW.
There you go.
I love.
And here's a
I
teaser
loved
for a
all of,
future.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say, and here's a teaser for a future episode, and Danhausen as your GM.
That joke will pay off in 2 weeks.
Why not? Hell yeah.
You know, you got to talk to TK about that first, though.
John, yeah, John, trust me, that joke will pay off in 2 weeks.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. I mean, it's great enough as it is.
Yeah.
But no, I really like Collision. I thought it was really fun. As you say, it was different, which is important because obviously Dynamite's my favorite thing. Let's be honest, I'm biased. But if you're going to do another show, it's got to be different, or there's no point in it existing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You've already got Rampage, which is stretching things as it is.
Oh, Jesus
So
Christ.
this had to feel different, and it did feel different. That was good. It felt.
I said that the
quite,
minute it started.
old school.
I said it the minute it started too. It's like they had different camera angles. They had the announce team at the ring, and then the set was beautiful, like absolutely
Yeah.
gorgeous set. And like
And they
it's
announce totally differently. You mentioned the different team. They don't talk remotely the same as the other guys, and that's great.
agree.
Because both styles are wonderful.
Actually, I noticed it during the I think they were running down matches for Dynamite and Forbidden Door and everything else, and they were taking their time. They're going back and forth. There was no speed reading. It was so relaxed. Like it was so nice. It was so nice and relaxed. It was a nice change of pace.
And what doesn't hurt is having Punk do the promo for opening,
Perfect
and
timing.
you
We'll
give
go there. Mhm.
you give Punk a mic, and God knows what he's gonna say or what he's gonna talk about.
Yeah, I'm a little biased still being in Chicago for that first promo, obviously. I mean, it's in Chicago. It's the first show. He's going to cut it. Everyone's going to go crazy. Now, it's a conspiracy theory going around on Torch Audio. And I'll give this credit to Mike McMahon over at the Torch, who does the All Elite After Show. It's a live show they do on Monday nights. He thinks that promo, especially dropping the whole line about the counterfeit bucks line, that promo was a way of them starting the process of actually doing an Elite CMFTR match in like November.
I see it. I totally see it because
Starting the process, do it slowly. Both teams, both sides, they take little shots here and there, but it's not leading to anything major till after we get through All In and All Out.
Yeah, I think that's right. I don't think that's
So you don't want to rush it for All Out?
Yeah, well,
for All In?
Well, All In, you don't need it. It's already almost sold out. The
Yeah,
November
that's true.
always, and it's the perfect. McMahon made a point. The November show, you said it yourself. We were at Full Gear last year. It wasn't sold out. You were
Right.
there. You were there. Like that show is always a hard time selling out. It's on. So you throw that main event on that show in November.
Yeah, it's true.
Sold out that show.
Okay,
That
so
sells it out. I mean,
and
So
it
would you
keeps
say that you
things
put the-
feeling real, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like because people are like, oh, I don't know what's real anymore, and if they just keep having little shots at each other every now and then, it's like, oh, they don't like each other.
Yeah.
Secretly, they've probably made up to some degree.
exactly. Or if they haven't, they will by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like.
I mean, would you say it wouldn't be too far fetched for, say, the Young Bucks to again challenge FTR for the tag straps, and then
Not at all.
for the tag straps to change hands?
I'm surprised they haven't done that rematch. You know, they've only done that match twice. How have they only done that match twice? Like,
I don't know.
I think they're
crazy
just
to me.
thinking long term. Like if you do that match 6 times in the first 2 years of AEW, well, we can't.
I agree, but it's just weird that they've only done that match twice. It's really strange to me. Like, and it's not like the teams haven't been healthy. Like they've both been healthy teams. Like it's not like it's weird. That's all. So, and besides, FTR is rarely ever in actual tag matches on Dynamite. They're rarely ever in actual tag matches.
There you go.
It was nice to see a lot of the people who we've been shouting out for, like Miro, even though it was a squash match. It was just good. Like, oh, he's back. There you go. Miro.
Oh yeah, it was also awesome. I really enjoyed that Andrade Buddy match.
That was great.
That was
That,
great.
that one was. I think that stole the whole show.
I agree. Like that was great, except for Dasha calling him Buddy Murphy instead of Buddy Matthews. That was the thing that happened.
Hey, it's okay because Kevin Kelly could not say Andrade El Idolo.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, no, you're right. He slaughtered his name. Andrade El Ido. Andrade El Ido.
Idolodo.
Yeah.
It's hysterical because
Gringo.
he can here's the funny part about Kevin Kelly. He can name all those crazy, difficult Japanese names. There's no problem whatsoever. He even openly said, I don't even know who this is, but I know how to pronounce his name. He can do that on New Japan on a weekly basis, but he messes up Andrade Elidolo. I have no idea how that works.
And I've seen
Don't
people
you like
criticize him for
practice
it.
saying the wrestlers' names before the cameras go on?
Well, that's the thing. Like he's brilliant at it. I don't know how he messed that up. I honestly have no idea. That went up.
I liked that though. People made fun of him for it. I was like, that kind of added to the fun.
But don't make fun of him for it because it's worth making fun of. I don't mind him making fun of that, but that's worth making fun of. That's funny. That's really funny.
Then there's Nigel next time going like this, going.
Well, the problem is Nigel's never good at pronunciations. He usually lead on Kevin for that stuff. Like I don't want no help. I absolutely no help on that.
Whoops.
It's like when Oliver just because we did the show. It's like when me, Sal, and Mike do the NHL awards, and I can't pronounce names, so Mike stepped in to pronounce names for me. That's what happened. It happened with us, but like
It's going to be the other way around now with these two. Normally, it is Kevin Kelly doing it. They're going to have to flip it.
Exactly.
So you're saying that Kevin Kelly needs an interpreter?
Or just like didn't freak on the air because that was funny as hell. But and the other thing about that match is like what I liked about that match was it was different. It felt different, and then they broke out their significant other finishing moves.
Yes.
Best part, the figure eight.
The figure eight. When you broke out the figure eight, everyone went crazy. Like you know that coming.
What was it that Kevin Kelly that said? And look, he's doing something not far from home, and all of a sudden he goes into the figure eight.
Wait, well, he did call it the figure eight, so he did call it that, which I appreciated that, Right. So he did call it the figure eight, which is what it is called. It's just very funny. You don't see that often. And the funny part is, because of who they are, they can do stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just because of who they are. There was one. There was a sign in the crowd that was shouting at Dominic Mysterio, by the way, during that match. I actually up too. It was random stuff.
It was a way of paying homage to his wonderful wife.
Well, they're not married. Rhea aren't married. That's I was trying to clarify that.
No. I'm talking about Andrade.
Oh yeah. Well, Rhea. Well, he did break out. Rhea's finisher there too. Sal didn't catch that, but I caught it. But like overall, though, I thought like a great job on all levels.
Oh yeah.
The only problem, and a lot of people brought this up, is there was no tease for next week.
Oh yeah.
That's strange to me. Like there was no tease for next week. Yeah. There was no hype for next week. There was no matches for next week.
Yeah. Just kind of wondering about that. I'm wondering if that's their plan to say, okay, tune in next week and see what happens.
Well, I think also, and I think Rich Fan said it perfectly at his show, is like the only thing he can say is, well, Forbidden Doors this week, and there's a lot going on. Yeah. So don't go crazy with announcing a lot when you're also doing Forbidden Door hype.
Yeah.
But again, like I don't know. It's weird to me. I think it's strange that they didn't do anything to promote for next week's show. Like at all. But other than that, I just want to make sure we get into that because that is what's going to be going on Saturdays. But like I know by the way, here's the funny part is Dad forgot Collision was on. And that's what we were joking about earlier. Dad forgot it was on. He comes in the living room, he sees us watching wrestling. He's like, what is this? Oh shit, Collision. We usually watch here? Yeah, we usually watch PLEs or pay-per-views on Saturday night, not an actual weekly show. So like you can see where the confusion is there, like
Oh yeah.
So I just wanted to bring that up because it goes back to our point earlier that it's a really not a great time slot whatsoever, like at all.
It does mean occasionally I might get to see it live, though. I might stay up for it because it's a Saturday. I might have been like again. I was at a wrestling show. If I didn't have a lot of drinks at the show, I could have stayed up. I think.
Actually, before we get to Forbidden Doors, if we have a little bit of time, what show were you at this time? Because it feels like it's the second time you come on the show after you went to a wrestling show.
Yeah, it's the same company, TNT, but it wasn't like a co-promotion with Effie or anything. It was just one of their shows. But it was amazing. Loved it. Wonderful time. I got to meet the Irish wrestler Session Moth Martina, who I love, and she was the nicest person ever.
I get a random message from him. Here's me, Session Moth Martina, and she licked me.
She licked my face. Yeah. And then she said, "Oh, sorry, unless you like that."
Oh, I thought that was amazing. Like, I got a random message on Saturday night with that. I cracked up laughing at that.
There was a death match. I got to see a death match for the first time with light tubes and everything, and I got a piece of the light tube as a souvenir.
Yay!
That's awesome. And you all sent me that picture too. It was so confusing. What are you holding? Who the hell are you holding in the picture?
It was like the end piece, you know.
Oh, it was very, very funny. Very, very funny. All right. Well, I definitely wanted you to talk about that because, again, second time in a row, you come on the show right after you go to a wrestling show. So I'm like, hey, why not? Bring it up.
Here we go.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to Forbidden Door. So I will preface this like I always do when we do these recording sessions. We are doing this on Wednesday before Dynamite, before the Dynamite Go Home show, the pay-per-view. So the matches we have are either already been announced or will be announced or have been hinted to on television. As per like there's two matches that are not officially announced, but they're pretty much happening. But I'm just saying that now. So we're hearing this on Friday, and you're like, why didn't they talk about this match? Or da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's why, because we record on Wednesdays, because that's just how our schedules work. And if you
Because
know,
we're in our mom's basement and we don't know any better.
go back to last week's show for that reference. But because
Hey, she's my tenant and she's renting from me.
okay, let me just finish my whole preference here, because you know what, we all do have lives, and Sal also works on Thursdays, so it's impossible for us to do Thursday recordings. Let me come and have John on as well. Like we have reasons why we do it on Wednesdays. So let's get into Forbidden Door. What's interesting about this card? This might be the fastest preview ever, because there's not a lot of storyline. There's a bunch of cool matches, and that's about it. But nothing wrong with that. I'm looking forward to the show. They could literally just announce the two matches they announced, and that could have been it. I'll be happy. I would have been happy, but right. The show anyway.
You're right, though. There's not really a story. It came out of nowhere. I forgot it was happening until Dynamite, like this past week. I was like, oh yeah, Forbidden Door. Oh crap.
I had the wrong day on the calendar. I had it the Saturday show, the Sunday show. I had the wrong day on my calendar until like Wednesday. Oops. So, because I was like, why are they doing this up against Collision? Then I realized, no, it's on Sunday, not Saturday. Never mind. No, actually, the All In show was on Saturday. That's why I got confused. All In's on Saturday.
Yeah, I think the matches speak for themselves. So you don't need any storyline.
Well, we'll go through the card.
Wouldn't All In be like in the afternoon,
It
so
is.
then they could technically run both shows?
Yeah, exactly. It's just an interesting situation. So let's go through the card. So the first two matches here are not officially announced, but they're a dropped hint. And if Orange Cassidy dropping hint on a match, you know they're happening. It's one of those things. It's one of those situations. We have the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. It is Shibata defending against Danny Garcia. The rematch from what's the last Ring of Honor pay-per-view? I think. I don't even remember when this match happened. I think it was a pay-per-view. But I was stunned that Shibata actually won. And not only did he win, he dominated Garcia.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous domination for a Pure Girls match. This might be the only real opportunity for me outside of maybe one of the main events to see an actual title change. John, what do you think?
My initial thought was that Shibata will retain, but I actually forgot that they already did that last time. So maybe this is the chance for Garcia to get the win over such a legend, you know. Because that will really elevate him if he beats Shibata and gets the belt. Like, oh, amazing.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing with that. Like, Danny Garcia should win this match and get his belt back. I don't even know why they put the belt on Shibata to begin with. Like, I don't even know why they did that.
No, it's a bit of an. I mean, I love him, but yeah, it was a strange move.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm saying Garcia. I think.
Well, judging how the heart next to his name on the run sheet here, Sal, I'm gonna guess I know what you're going with this one.
I love my DG. He has to win it
Aw.
back. And his fantastic dance moves, by the way.
Okay.
Dad, go ahead.
Personally, I don't see a title change with this one. I really don't.
Really? Okay, fair enough. No problem.
I think me want to draw it out for another match and then have it like where they do it in LA.
Or even maybe do it in the UK. All
Yeah.
in.
That would be
Next
yeah,
show is
yeah,
all in.
that'd be
You have to
better.
remember the next show is all in. So
That'd be better.
So next up we have the AEW International Championship match. A match that if you a title belt that if you told me 6 months ago I would care more about this title than the TNT Championship, I would not believe you. But I do. But I do.
There you
It
go.
is great. Hardest working man on the AEW roster, Ard Cassidy, defending against Zack Sabre Jr., DSJ, who I am starting to come around on. Everyone knows history. I've never been a huge fan of DSJ. I never have been, and I'm not gonna lie. Joining his new faction and turning in more face, I'm actually starting to like him a little more. I'm not gonna lie.
That's xenophobic. You're supposed to love him. Come on, he's English.
I've been consistent on the show that I've never been a fan of him. I've never have been. So, but OC and DSJ. There you go. That's our match. John, go ahead.
I might be controversial here. I think Zack Sabre Jr. wins the title for a couple of reasons.
Ooh.
One, it would be a good sort of end to Cassidy's story. Each week he's more injured. Zack Sabre Jr. can take the title and make it international again by taking it abroad, and things like that, and to other companies, because Cassidy doesn't really.
Oh
do that
yeah, I
much.
forgot about that.
And we've got All In. You got to think about this.
Mm-hmm.
He could bring it to the UK.
Fair enough.
I think that might happen. I think they're going to finally do, because again, where's Cassidy's story going of getting more hurt every week? It's got to end at some point.
True. And if you're going to do it, at least do it on one-on-one match. Don't do it in that weird Battle Royal thing we did in live review.
No, see, that was exactly. And last time I said he's going to retain in that so he can drop it in a normal match. Here you go.
And here we are. Nice follow-up. I just don't see them taking the belt off OC for someone who's not in their actual company. That's the only reason I don't see a title change. That's the only reason. It's because the ESA is not actually on the roster.
But this is the title to do it with, the internet. Remember when Pac was traveling with it? It could be like that.
True. When it was the All Atlantic, right? When it was for some reason All Atlantic with a Japanese logo on it, which made no sense.
It made absolutely no goddamn sense.
Sal?
I had a similar thought, and I was thinking that they have been building this injury storyline with Orange Cassidy. I have a feeling Zack Sabre Jr. is going to win, and then maybe a rematch at All In, and then Orange Cassidy maybe wins it back.
Oh, that's an idea. Dad, what do you think?
Well, I see Zack Sabre Jr. getting the title and bragging about it, but then you have someone like Sammy Guevara that basically challenges him for it, and then it's Sammy's turn to win a title and basically flaunts it in Jericho's face.
The problem I'm having with DSJ right now, if this is the old DSJ and he was a heel and he was the asshole like he was like literally before Wrestle Kingdom, I would totally say, yeah, 100%. But that's not DSJ anymore. Like, that's not this character anymore. So, like, I don't know.
But maybe in AEW it is.
True. Very true. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I like the idea. Either way, we all have. We took a match that isn't even making it official. We have like a better storyline they probably have. So I'm going to go a little out of order on my sheet here because of importance of matches. In my personal opinion, it should be the main event. So I'm going to go with the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match because it's so random. It is Sonata with just 5 guys taking on Jungle Boy Jack Perry with Hook. This is so fucking random. This is so random. Like, I almost feel like they put this on the card so that New Japan, make sure New Japan has a win on the show. Like,
Like I said, I heard a
100%.
rumor that Sonata was going to have a match against who they haven't said, but now that
I
we
just
know,
told you that it happened on Dynamite.
no, I
They
mean,
announced it on Dynamite.
right? But before,
You know what? My point was though, Dad. If you watch Dynamite, they
Yep.
told you that he issued an open challenge, and then Jungle Boy accepted it on the same show. Like literally, it happened on Wednesday.
I don't pay attention most of the time, and I remember that.
Yeah, I reacted to it. I reacted to it, texting you.
I still don't. This match just
It's random. Like I said, it's very random.
yeah. Okay, if you want to say it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense.
It's an open challenge, and Jack Perry said, "I want to win a title, so I'm accepting it." Whatever. Sonata retains. Are we all agreeing on that?
I agree with Hook turning heel again and attacking Jungle Boy.
Funny part is, there's a lot of people saying that Jungle Boy's going to turn on Hook.
Ooh.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah,
So
I
would be
think
there's
that'd
gotta
be possible.
There's got to be something like that going on because it's a strange choice, right? Unless Sonata requested it himself, I don't know, because it does feel like they've just gone, well, New Japan need a win. Put an easy one in.
Exactly. It's a weird one.
Not that there's anything wrong with Jungle Boy, but going up for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship?
But again, Sonata is the champion. You don't expect that. If you were telling me a year ago during the last Forbidden Door, Sonata would be the champion, I wouldn't believe you. So let's be honest here.
I mean,
Not a champion last year. Like,
they're giving Jungle Boy a big push, and after the 4 Pillars match, this is something that
to do.
if you want him to go against Sonata, that's great. If you expect him to take the belt off, that's another thing. It's not going to happen.
I hope, by the way, they come out to the ridiculous over the top Just 5 Guys theme so that Sal can hear the ridiculous Just 5 Guys theme. No other reason. I just wanted to hear this ridiculous.
Is this the burger chain or?
No, it's not the burger chain. This is the team. No joke.
Okay.
I love telling this story. On January 5th, they came out during New Year's Dash. They said we're just 4 guys, and then I think at the Minion, they're like Sonata joins the faction. They become just 5 guys, and then Sonata wins the title.
Okay.
That's what happened. I love telling that story. It's every time. So moving on, let's go to the AEW World Championship match. It is MJF taking out Hiroshi Tanahashi. Second year in a row, Tanahashi is going for the AEW Championship at a Forbidden Door. And the second year in a row that Tanahashi is losing the AEW Championship at Forbidden Door. Go around about it. Go ahead. Anyone go first. Go.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna be the one that's gonna go against the grain, and I'm gonna say, maybe Tanahashi's the one that takes the belt out of MJF, and at All In, he tries to get it back.
No way in hell that happens. There's no way that you're setting up Adam Cole and CM Punk both going out to MJF, the Tanahashi taking the belt off him. There's no way that's happening.
I think the problem is, right?
Stranger things have happened.
Like, if MJF's title reign had been going on longer, there'd been more story, and you could totally see any other situation. I'd be like, Tanahashi's he's gonna do it, and what a crazy move! But MJF's story basically is still only just beginning. You're not gonna stop it dead now.
Again, you have multiple challengers going on right now. Like,
it's odd. It's a bit too like the IWGP one. It feels a bit like, well, AEW need a big win.
MJF wouldn't be on the show if he wasn't going to win. I think that's what this is.
Yeah. He'll cheat to win, but he'll win.
Sal, are you confirming what we're saying?
But I do see the cliche referee getting knocked out.
Yeah.
And Tanahashi getting the what would have been a 3 count.
Yeah, the visual pinfall.
Yeah, and then MJF ended up winning after getting hit with the ring or whatever.
Fair enough. Let's get to our main events. We have the rematch that everyone's been looking forward to since January 4th. It is the IWGP United States Championship. It is Kenny Omega, the cleaner. Kenny Omega picking on Will Ospreay. And taking your breath because that first match was fucking phenomenal. And I can't wait for this match so much. I can't wait for this. John, go ahead.
Right, Kenny Omega might be my favorite wrestler, but I see this being Will Ospreay. Especially because I think it was earlier today, Kenny Omega said, if Will Ospreay doesn't defeat me, I have no reason to go back to Japan. And I think Will
Ooh.
Ospreay beats him. Will Ospreay gets the
Oh.
belt, and then it sets up for in the future Omega could return. Which I love Ospreay, but Kenny's my favorite, so it pains me to say this. But
Oh,
yeah,
fair
I
enough.
think he's losing it.
I think Ospreay's winning, and then we're gonna get a rematch at like All In. This is the third match in this calendar year. Like they end it, like they started to do one match in Japan, one match in America, and one match in the UK.
Hey.
You did one rivalry with one belt in 3 countries.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah.
Dad, go ahead.
I'm gonna say Osprey gets the title, but there's a certain someone that steps in to kind of help him, and that would be Don Callis.
Oh, Don Callis. Oh, that actually does make sense. Don Callis and wow, why I can't think of his name right now.
Keshka.
Kessa, thank you. I like the guy too, and I blanked on his name.
No, but he changed his name briefly the other day for 5 seconds, didn't he? What did he call him?
I don't remember.
It was like it was the son of Don Callis, but in like Spanish.
What?
It was like El Hijo del Don Callis.
Oh, I didn't catch that. That was very funny. That was so Sal, you didn't go yet, go.
Yeah, I think Will Ospreay is going to get the victory, but I do like the idea of them having a rematch at All In. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I don't think they've ever done like something like that where it's literally the same title, 2 guys in 3 different countries like that in the same year.
Yes.
In the same year. So like that's interesting.
Yeah.
And finally, the match that I think should be the main event of the show. I'm sorry, this should be the main event. And it is the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, and the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. Holy fucking shit.
I'd buy the pay-per-view just for that.
I know. The minute they announced this, I'm like, we're doing it. We're actually doing this.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
If they held off on this, and let's say next year they decided to do Forbidden Door at
3.
the Tokyo Dome,
Ooh, that'd be intriguing.
do you think that would sell out the Tokyo Dome?
I believe it could.
Yeah.
I think this match was sold out the show. It was sold out in Toronto.
That's an interesting.
It's the only
Well, I mean,
This is literally the only sellout of all the Canadian shows we're doing. This is the only sellout, and it was after this match was announced.
But
My-
the Japanese audiences know Danielson in that way that they would sell
They
it
do.
out. That's an
Everyone knows
interesting
Danielson.
Yeah.
Everybody knows him. Everybody knows. They reacted. Well, they announced this match. What was it? Was it Dominion? Was it Dominion? They announced this match,
That's
and the
true.
crowd went
Yeah.
crazy. Like the crowd went crazy when Danielson's face came up on that screen. Like everybody went nuts for this. It's the first time match, by the way. It's the first time they've ever fought each other. The first time they've ever doing this match. The fact that TK got this match is amazing to me. Like,
I would say that this would be the match of the evening and probably the last match.
that's
for
why I'm saying
the-
main event. You got to put this in the main event. You have to. You have to. The one other thing I will say, and this probably will not happen, but I will mark the fuck out if it did. If for one night only they paid for the rights to Final Countdown. Had Brian come out the Final Countdown, I will lose my fucking mind. And then, I've never seen a Final Countdown entrance. Dad knows what I'm talking about. Actually, matter of fact, I'll tell this story. We were watching an old Ring of Honor show from 2 days from last week, and we were watching the Final Countdown tour, the last show where Daniel McGuinness and Bryan Danielson. And I actually have a friend that was in the building. I found out recently he was at that show in New York. And they closed the show with Danielson cutting this big ass speech because it was literally Nigel O'Brien's last night in Ring of Honor. And he cut this great promo, and then he looks to the back and tells, and I'm literally standing there because I watched the show I watch this a lot, and I know this ending, and she did everything at the end of the show. And he goes like, I want the music thing to play my favorite song. And I get all giddy because I love when the music hits. And PJ's like, why are you getting so excited? I'm like, just wait. And the music hits, and the crowd start banging along with the song. He's like, oh shit. And then he gets to the hook, and he looks at me like, oh my God. Like, if you do that in Canada, just do it one time. That Canadian crowd will go fucking insane. And it'd be so much fun. I know it's an expensive song. Just do it once.
I'd love it, but I remember, didn't Tony Khan say, like, even to use it once or twice, it was super expensive?
Exactly. It's insane. I know it's an expensive song. Just do it one time. Just do it.
I mean, you know,
I agree.
How about we get like Shawn Mendes to cover it or something? Someone Canadian.
Oh my god! So
Or Celine Dion or something, like somebody Canadian.
I mean,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you can get rights to the Kansas song, how
again, though, I don't know. We don't know how apparently this song is ridiculously expensive. Apparently, it's ridiculously expensive, which is why you don't hear it at sporting events anymore. They don't play
I
it at
wonder
sporting events
why.
because it's too expensive. But
I wonder why.
I guess we should actually talk about the match itself. Sal, I'll start with you. Who's winning this thing? Okada, Danielson. Who's winning this thing?
No one, so we get a rematch.
Oh,
One
a
hour
good
draw on
answer.
the main event of Forbidden Door.
That is my choice.
like bacon?
Oh, 1 hour draw. There you go. John, you go.
I was gonna say Okada's gonna win because Danielson's all about sort of putting people over now. But now I like this idea. Nobody wins.
I'm going Okada to win this match because Danielson will be the guy who's like, fuck it, I'm beat me. I don't care. I don't
He
care
just,
about winning
wants
this.
the match.
He doesn't care about winning this match. He just wants the match. Ted, go ahead.
I see Okada winning on disqualification because the rest of the Blackpool
fun of it.
Combat Club is going to interfere.
See, I don't see that happening because I think Red Shoes is going to rep this match, and he doesn't disqualify anybody for anything ever. So
That's a good
Well, we'll
point. That
see
doesn't
back
happen
in
too
Temperament.
often.
Red
there.
Shoes is in.
if Red Shoes is the referee, then there's not going to be disqualification. That's not how Red Shoes does things. I do
Hey,
want to
it's
see the. I do want to see the tweets though, because last year Forbidden Door, they did the during all the matches, they did the time calls, the 5-minute time calls during Forbidden Door last year.
Mhm.
Apparently people in Chicago are very, very confused on why they were doing time calls every 5 minutes. That weren't
come on.
they were confused. So I want them to do it
Well,
again.
they also are from Chicago, so.
You're not
There you
wrong.
go.
You're not wrong. Oh my god! So that is Forbidden Door. I'm really excited for this show. I'm actually more excited this year than last year. And last year we were at the Go Home show for Forbidden Door, so that says a lot to me.
Yeah, this looks really good.
This is just the match they have announced. I don't know what the hell they have up their sleeves between
Well, I
like
did-
Wednesday and Saturday.
I did hear rumors, and this is pure rumors. This is nobody in the know.
Go for
I
it.
heard rumors that they were working behind the scenes to do some kind of a deal to bring in like a couple of Stardom wrestlers as well to do
Well,
the women's match.
Apparently Mercedes was supposed to be at the show before she got hurt.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I hope
Mercedes
they can
NA.
figure something out because there's no women on this card.
Well, yeah, they'll announce matches. You know they will. Last year, the women's match was like the last thing they announced last year. Like I expect them. I will. If they didn't announce Statlander and the hell, what's her name? Not Jade Carhill. The other what the hell's her name? Valkyrie. Ty Valkyrie for
Ty
Dynamite.
Valkyrie.
For Dynamite. That should have been a show match on this card if they didn't announce it for Dynamite. You know.
I'm just worried they're gonna go. Oh, Willow Nightingale can defend her title because it's from New Japan. It's like, well, that's not a Forbidden Door though, because she works there.
Well, but if she defends it against someone from AEW,
I don't count that. I don't.
and
Count
I'm not saying you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying like what they do.
But that's
No.
nitpicking. The rest of the card's great.
Yeah, everything else is just extra at this point. Like I expect other things to happen. Like, all right. Well, that being said, we have a shorter show than normal. I knew that was going to happen with a very short card. That's not a bad thing because it was a very short. It didn't have much to talk about, so I knew we were going to get out of here quickly. So let me get this up here. I had to go to a different screen here, and I'll hit this.
Well, I bet you heard.
So during the Tony Awards, Val doesn't watch Tony Awards. I watch Tony Awards. They had a performance on Shuck. And I was going nuts about it, and Mandy was cringing on the couch during his performance. So when Zuda went on YouTube the next day, I sent Sal the link. So Sal texted me back, and what did you say?
It's about time they represented corn in a positive manner or something like that.
So Sal, what are we closing the show with? Because he's like,
A song about corn. The song is called Corn. A
Shuck.
Broadway show called Shucked, which is when you take corn out of its covering.
It's so stupid. It's so ridiculous. And by the way, for the record, this is a almost 7-minute song about corn. That's actually what the song is. It's a song about corn.
It's about damn time.
From the Tony Award-winning Broadway musical Shucked.
I mean, this is like a Forrest Gump reference where you can have buttered corn, you can have salted
trust me.
corn. You can
I
Corn on
will
the cob.
send you. I will send you the song. It is even more ridiculous than that.
I'm going to
My
do a
lord.
Broadway show about whiteout, and then have a 7.5-minute song about how fabulous whiteout is.
So you're hearing this ridiculous song in the background. And the cool part about a long outro is we have time to chat over it. So, John, we'll do your plug before I send to death.
Yeah, sure. If you want to hear more of me, you can find all my podcasts, Bat Minute, Miami Minutes, Hedvig, Inch by Angry Inch. Just look them up. If you want to listen to the band I'm in with Pete Bentham and the Din Ladies, just look all these things up. They're on Spotify, YouTube, all of that crap.
Sal, go ahead, do your thing.
Yeah, for more information on our show, including where you can find us on social media or watch the show on YouTube, go to theblakesalshow.com. And pretty please don't forget to make fun of us in the comment section on TikTok or leave a rating and review. And
Dad, say your thing.
Hey, as always, it's been your pleasure. And if you happen to have a local independent wrestling organization where you live at, patronize these people. These are young men and women that are coming up in the world of sports entertainment, professional wrestling. You'll be amazed on what these people can do, the promos they cut, the finishers, their gimmicks, everything, all to try to get to next level of getting into a major wrestling organization. Please go see these people, but do it safely. And hey, let's just be nice. We only got one world. Let's not fuck it up totally.
Yeah, it's very hard to take you seriously when I'm hearing the song in the background. I'm not gonna lie.
I believe it.
At all.
Corn, glorious corn.
Oh my God. I realize this editing is so stupid. All right. Next week we'll be back with Tom Stapp of PW. Torch is back. Come back next week to help us preview Money in the Bank. And we'll talk about the Bloodline Civil War and all that fun stuff. That being said, we get out of here because I'm laughing my ass off in the background of my headphones right now. I'm Blake.
I'm Sal.
I'm Mark.
And you've been listening to the Blake and Sal Show with Mark. Have a good day, everybody.
See ya.
Peace out. Remember, don't swallow the corn.
Days don't know where we be without that cold hand.
And on this day, vows were written for a wedding that almost didn't happen.
Really for the beat corn hands or feet on long way to eat corn. It's a resource that's always it's got the juice. It's sweet.
If I knew how to twerk, I'd be twerking right now.
Is this the pole dance segment?
Thank you so very much. Goodbye. And good night.
Bye-bye, bitch.
And no